Hi, I'm Joan McGarry, Director of Education and Visitor Engagement here at the Westmoreland Museum of American Art in Greensburg, and I'm here to tell you why you might want to come to the museum to visit our latest exhibition, Emigration-Immigration-Migration, to find out a little bit more about the immigrants to our area. It's an exhibition by 5 artists who had 5 very different takes on what immigration to Pittsburgh might mean for us. Alright, come follow me and we'll have a look. First up, we have Lynn Johnson, who was very interested in looking at the Naturalization Ceremony. This is the ceremony that immigrants go through after they've been living in this country for a number of years and have filed a lot of paperwork to become citizens. I personally did that. I moved here from Ireland about 25 years ago and became a naturalized citizen 10 years ago in Pittsburgh. So it's a really beautiful ceremony where you get to see your Pledge of Allegiance for the first time and promise allegiance to this country. Really very moving. So a great opportunity to see other people who became immigrants here. And then Lynn followed some of these people and took photographs of them in their own homes. So let's go take a look at some of them. Here we have the Mirza family, who are from Pakistan originally. The father here was sent here for his job and had lived here for a number of years, and he and his family became citizens. They don't normally wear their traditional dress, but they thought that they would wear it for this photograph that was being taken in the area in which they live. And if you're getting really close to the photograph when you come to visit, you'll see that it started snowing when they went outside to take the photograph. Scott Goldsmith was an artist who decided he was interested in following some of the refugee populations that have come here to Pittsburgh. He followed a family of Bhutanese refugees as they arrived in the country. This is an image of the family shortly after they got off their flight at Pittsburgh Airport, and they're on the train that leads you to the terminal. I think if you look at their faces, you can tell they've had a really long journey and they're really not sure what to expect here in this country. Over here we have images by Brian Cohen. Brian Cohen is actually the artist who helped to curate this exhibition, and he was very interested in looking at the buildings that we associate with immigrant groups to this country, specifically things like the social halls that we put together so that as new people to this country we can go be with people who are familiar to us. So you might, if you're coming in to look at this, you might see some buildings that you recognize that you drive through or pass a lot. This is mine. This is the Irish Center. This is, of course, where Irish people like to gather in Pittsburgh. We have a Mexican groceria, an Italian club, Croatian, Ukrainian. I'm sure that you'll recognize some of these when you come to visit. Okay, let's move on. These images are by Annie O'Neill. So Annie was very interested in bringing immigrants together, and she thought it'd be really fascinating to bring somebody who had been a long-term resident immigrant here in the United States with somebody who has newly come to the country. This was their first time meeting when they got photographed together, and so they're sharing their stories of coming here to the United States. Both of these ladies came here as spouses to somebody else who was coming here. This lady here, I think her story is kind of fun. She came from Pakistan. She came from a very wealthy family and had an arranged marriage, and she didn't know how to do things like cook or clean the house, so she had to learn all of that when she first came. And she was very lonely here because she didn't know anybody. So luckily for her, some of the neighbors kind of heard her and got to know her and showed her how to cook and clean the house and made her feel a little more welcome. And I think that's one of the beautiful things about this country, is how warm and welcoming we are to strangers and how much we want to make them feel at home. And I think that's something that this exhibition shows beautifully. Our last artist is Nate Guidry, and he followed this gentleman here, Jose, who is a single father, who's working very hard to raise his 2 girls. I love this image because you can see they're celebrating a birthday. Here he is. He's been working so hard he can hardly stay awake in the evening, and the daughter collects rabbits. Those are her pets, and one of the rabbits is snuggled up beside her. So just really how very normal life is here in America for immigrants who come here. They work as hard as everybody else. They're just looking for a great place to raise their kids. All right, I hope you've enjoyed this quick look at the exhibition, and you'll come out on your own to take a little more time to enjoy all of the images. The exhibition is up through 22nd of April, and you can find out more information on our website at thewestmoreland.org. Look forward to seeing you here.